Good afternoon. I'm 14 First Alert meteorologist Arden Gregory. Let's jump right into your forecast today. Let's start with how much daylight we're seeing compared to just the past couple of days. Yesterday was the winter solstice, so I did want to just give a quick mention. A little good news here. Our days are getting longer. So we are slowly but surely, a couple minutes at a time, increasing the amount of daylight we see each day. So a couple weeks from now, it won't be a big difference, but our days will be about 7 minutes longer. And then a month from now, we'll have about a half hour more daylight. And then we keep inching closer and closer until June 21st, which is the longest day of the year, which will be 5 hours and 16 minutes more daylight than what we have out there today. By the way, daylight saving time begins March 8th, so that's where you see that shift where we spring forward an hour. But you won't see a whole lot of actual sunlight, even though the daylight is increasing, because earlier this afternoon clouds rolled in and it's going to be mostly cloudy for much of this week. We've also got a few showers in the forecast over the next few days, but despite the clouds and the hit or miss rain chances, our temperatures will keep climbing. It's going to be warmer and warmer the next couple of days. We're talking about potentially our second warmest Christmas on record in the tri-state, and then we see those temperatures starting to cool back down then as we get into the weekend. So very warm up through Friday, then over the weekend you can probably guess a cold front passes through and we start to cool things back down then as we head into early next week. Let's talk about what's going on right now, though. We had a lot of sunshine earlier today, and then these clouds this afternoon just spread across the tri-state. Right around lunchtime, they just really took over, and now it's kind of gray and gloomy out there. Even though it is cloudy, it is dry. That may not stay the case, though, moving forward. By this evening, there is just a very isolated chance we could catch a stray shower, and those spotty rain chances then stick with us through the night tonight. This is not going to be widespread or heavy rain, but a few hit or miss showers are possible starting this evening, continuing overnight and into Tuesday. Tuesday, I do think the best chance of rain will probably be in western Kentucky, but even that, it's a light, scattered chance at best. We're going to get stuck in this same kind of pattern then on even into Wednesday and Thursday, Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. Mostly cloudy, maybe a stray shower, but mainly dry and very warm as this surge of southerly air continues to flow into the tri-state. That's going to have a huge impact on our temperatures. Already today is warmer than yesterday. Yesterday we topped out in the 40s, which is actually normal. That's where we should be this time of year, but it's all up from here. So today our temperatures are sitting in the 50s in most locations. It's 52 in Evansville, 54 in Owensboro. I don't expect those temperatures to change very much. They'll kind of hold steady in the 50s overnight tonight, even as we've got a few spotty showers coming through. And that's because that chance of rain is associated with a warm front that's lifting up through the tri-state, bringing that surge of warm air. So typically it cools off during the night and warms up during the day, but that surge of warm air is going to kind of offset that, and we're just going to hold steady through the night tonight. Then tomorrow, when the sun rises, we start to warm up then even more. Temperatures climbing into the low to maybe mid 60s tomorrow afternoon. That's about 20 degrees warmer than average for this time of year. Christmas Eve will be very similar to tomorrow. Mostly cloudy, maybe a few showers, but those temperatures again climbing into those low to mid 60s. And then Christmas Day, even warmer. That southerly flow really kind of kicks into high gear. Christmas Day is going to be on the breezy side, but that wind from the south is what's pushing our temperatures. So that's why it's going to be so very warm with highs in the upper 60s on Christmas Day. Right now, I went with a forecast of 68. If that happens, it will tie us for the second warmest Christmas on record, tying us with 2019 and 1982. But I think 69 or 70, well within reason, so we may actually unseat 2019 and 1982, knock them down to a tie for third place, and really solidify our spot as second place. I don't think we're going to beat the 2021 record, which is 72 degrees. That's incredibly warm for late December. That happened just a few years ago. Many of you probably remember how warm Christmas 2021 was. It was nice because we were coming out of the pandemic, people could get together outside, but I don't think we'll get quite that warm, but it will still be an unbelievably warm Christmas, probably the second warmest on record. And again, I just want to give some perspective here. Our normal highs this time of year are around 44. We're talking low to mid 40s for our highs, upper 20s for our lows. Instead, we're way up here. We're talking 20, 25 degrees warmer than average for this time of year for much of this week, all the way up into the weekend. Then we have this big cool down. So what's driving that is a cold front. I mentioned we've got a warm front coming through today. That's what brought us these clouds over the past couple of hours. It's what's bringing us this spotty chance of rain overnight tonight and into Tuesday, but it's also bringing this surge of warm air from the south. Now we're going to have another system, a frontal system here that kind of just clips the tri-state on Wednesday. I don't think that's really going to cool us off any, but that's why you see Tuesday and Wednesday's temperatures are essentially the same instead of keeping that warming trend going. It's because we do have what would be kind of a stalled out cold front moving through, but I don't think it'll have much impact on our temperatures. It does keep the clouds and the spotty rain chances in the forecast though. That starts to move out. Christmas Day, I still think a little spotty rain is possible, but the day looks mostly dry. We still have this warm air flowing in from the south though, and that continues on into Friday. Again, even Friday morning, maybe a stray shower, warm air just pumping in from the south. Then notice this patch of clearing. I think we may get a little sunshine in here Friday afternoon, but that's about the only sun I really see in the forecast this week. Mostly cloudy, but still have that warm air flowing in from the south all the way through Saturday. So we are stuck in this mostly cloudy but very mild pattern through the entire rest of this week. Then we get to Sunday. That's when things change. This low pressure system will have a cold front associated with it, and as that swings through the tri-state, it does bring us a chance of rain. The timing on that, a little iffy. Some of the models have that rain Saturday night, then moving out on Sunday. Others don't have it moving in until during the day on Sunday. So either way, it looks like it would just be some rain. I'm not worried about severe weather or anything like that right now, but it would bring us some rain, and it would also then usher in colder, drier air from the northwest. By Monday, sunshine returns, so we're talking a week from now would be our first real sunny day in a week, and then we would have cold air flowing in from the northwest. So you see this big drop in our temperatures. So very, very warm through Christmas, even into this weekend. Then that cold front moves through Saturday night or Sunday, somewhere over the weekend there. Notice that cooler air already starting to take over on Sunday, really taking hold by Monday. Monday will be sunny but chilly with highs only reaching the mid 30s. Now I'm not sure how long that cold snap would then hang around. While that does kind of pull us back to what you would expect for late December, kind of end of the year, bitter cold weather that you would expect, I'm not totally convinced it's going to stick. It seems like that cold air takes over on Monday, but then the high pressure system bringing us that sunshine on Monday, as it slides to the east, our winds will swing around and start to pick up from the south again. When you look at the extended outlook from the end of the year into the first few days of January, then it still shows a trend of above average temperatures with near to slightly above average precipitation. So as we get into next week, then the middle of next week toward the end of the year, New Year's Day is on Thursday, so New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, that kind of window there, it is possible we'll start to see that warmer air moving back in, but that could be followed by more rain chances as well. So that's kind of the general outlook as we get into next week. Brian asking, when will winter temps return to the tri-state? Monday, a full week from now. It is going to be mostly 60s through the rest of this week. Even at night, we really only dip into the 50s. I mentioned we're going to get close to a record high on Thursday. I didn't mention I'm confident we'll beat the record low. The record low, I believe, is 51. We're only going to get down to 56 Wednesday night into Thursday morning. So we will likely set a new record warm low, and we will get very close. We'll probably get second place as far as the rankings for record warm highs. So Cloudy, maybe a few hit or miss showers, but it is going to be very warm through this entire week. Then that cold front over the weekend kind of sends us back to reality, with temperatures dropping back into the 30s and 40s probably to start next week. But like I said, by New Year's, we could be back on the upswing again for our temperatures. Zachary's hoping one of the warm days will be sunny. Friday, if I can get my days of the week straight. Friday seems like your best bet. I still think we'll see some clouds and maybe a stray shower Friday morning. I do think we'll get some sun Friday afternoon, which is why I also think I went with a high of 68. That could be underdone. We get a warm wind from the south plus some sunshine. We could get up around 70 on Friday. That's very possible. And I will say, a lot of the time, the idea of 60s and 70s in December freaks people out. They think that's probably going to end in disaster. There's no way we get out of this without severe weather. And oftentimes that is true. 70s in December should at least raise some alarm bells for you. But right now, it really looks like this may come to a fairly quiet end. That cold front over the weekend, I'm really not anticipating severe weather with it right now. We'll keep a close eye on it, but it looks like we're just kind of going to ease right back into winter without any sort of major dilemmas here. So fingers crossed that that remains the case, but I have had some people asking questions about that, 70s around Christmas. That sounds like we're, going to have severe weather, and sometimes that is how it plays out, but it doesn't seem like it's going to this time around. All right, I'm not seeing any other questions. Merry Christmas to you as well, Carolyn. If no one has any other questions about the forecast, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. It's Christmas week, so some people are off. We're a little short-staffed, so news is not joining me in here today. So for your latest headlines, you'll have to head to 14news.com or catch us tonight on 14 News at 4, 5, 6, and again later tonight at 10. Our news team is working to put together those newscasts for you, and they'll have all the news you need to know tonight at 4, 5, 6, and 10. So hopefully you'll tune in for us then. All right, everybody have a great rest of your afternoon.